Section 8 and housing in itself is very near and dear to me, not only because it has built wealth, but it is a service. And so I look at housing in an aspect of giving back to the community, especially in the sector that I specialize in. And so I'm here today. I'm going to give you a 3-point strategy. So therefore you can start that journey. And those that are searching, that have rental properties, we're going to scale that up. We're going to see how can we maximize the amount of revenue that we're able to generate from that property, because that's what it's about. How can we maximize the revenue that we're able to generate? So I am Tanisha Patterson. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've been doing this for over 15 years. I started off investing in real estate in 2000 and 15 years, 2011, 2010, in that area. And real estate was not my original career path, but it was a career path that later on segued me to being a purpose-driven entrepreneur. So you're going to hear me oftentimes talk about purpose-driven. And I'm a big God's girl. So if that's okay with you all, I give all the praise and honor and glory to the strength and who's the head of my life. So if you hear me speak about him, I'm just grateful for every opportunity, every room, every door that has opened, and even the ones that have closed, because we have to be thankful for those as well. So going into rental properties, my portfolio currently is at 23 single family homes, and I'm also in the commercial industry. My primary place is here in St. Louis, Missouri. And I'm very passionate about making sure that real estate is used in several different ways. We can leverage real estate, meaning we can utilize real estate to purchase and fund other projects, which I've done that in the past. We can use it as a tax write-off or a tax advantage and maximizing what that is actually able to do. And then you can generate passive income. So I'm so excited anytime you can have passive income where you are not doing anything, and I will tell you about my story and why passive income was so important to me. So, a little bit about my background. I am a Howard University graduate, and I have a master's in business administration as well. As I stated, it's all about purpose driven business. I work in the healthcare industry, which yesterday I found out is a $80 billion industry, and we can combine healthcare and real estate. So those of you that are on this call and you have that property, we're going to see how can we combine that $80 billion revenue that is allotted by states, and depending upon what state you're in, it could be even more. So how can we use the healthcare to leverage real estate that we already have? In the childcare industry, I actually got into the childcare industry because of real estate. I had a good buddy of mine. He called, he said, "Hey, Tanisha, what's going on?" I said, "What's going on, Mark?" He said, "I have a lady and she's recently passed away and her kids no longer want to take on the daycare." And I said, "Okay, what am I going to do with a daycare? I'm in the healthcare. I do Section 8 rental properties. I don't know anything about doing a child daycare." So I got involved. I went and looked at the property. The real estate made sense. And when we go over it making sense, the square footage made sense. The purchase price made sense. The location made sense. The real estate purchasing that deal, it just made sense. So I came in, and my partner, she came by and looked at the property. She at the time was not able to get involved in the actual real estate transaction, but she was able to work in the daycare. She actually did not have her GED at the time. And so we worked on getting her GED and worked on getting everything she needed so she could be a part of this project. Okay, so 63136, we are going to filter it to 3 bedrooms.
All right, so 3 bedrooms.
Okay, and then we can do any bath, so go ahead and apply. And I say 3 bedrooms because when you're looking at investing in Section 8 rentals, you want a minimum of 3 bedrooms. Okay. And we're going to actually go from low to high, where it says sort for you.
How low can you go? That's too high.
How
Okay.
low can you go?
Hey,
Okay. So this is a random search. We're just going to look and see what we have going on in the St. Louis market. The first property you see is 29,000. This is why I've selected to stay in the markets in which I stay in. Because even at 29,000, you can make an offer for 25 because they're eager to sell. They've shown you that they're eager to sell based on dropping the numbers. So let's look at this one for 40,000. Correct. Now this one looks like it needs some work. It needs a kitchen. Don't be afraid. The outside of it looks nice. It has a one-car garage. Now this one, you're going in on cabinets. It looks bad, but you're going in on cabinets and flooring. The average amount that I spend on cabinets and flooring may be about $5,500. That's it. Paint the walls.
Yeah, and the reason why, because this is Section 8 housing, it just has to be quote unquote livable. You don't have to spruce it up like it's on Rodeo Drive. It just has to be livable and maintainable, correct?
Correct. Now, I would look, double check this one because that's an indication that we have some water in that
Mm.
area. But really, it's a solid foundation. So you're not looking, when people are coming into the market, you're not looking for something overly expensive, overly beautified. You're looking for something that is a diamond in the rough and turning it into a diamond. So off of a property like this, you say, hey, Tanisha, how much can I make off a 3-bedroom, 1 bath? So on average, I am seeing a Section 8 is paying about, so you're making, so it's $1,400 per month. So after your taxes, your insurance, your fees, the next thing that you're probably taking away about $1,100 a month per house on Section 8.
Wow. So something like this, that's, let's say if they got a either a DSCR loan where they had to do 80%, that's basically 36,000, just to kind of give you guys some rough math of what the loan would be, just to kind of give you the numbers of how much you can actually make. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. It's about a question. If so, you can unmute yourself.
Yeah, you just said you could use it for your a DSCR loan. What about for the rehab part of it?
So, well, now you have to come out your pocket, or you do credit card stacking,
Okay.
or you can do a asset-based loan. So with the asset-based loan, they cover not only the purchase price, but then they also cover the actual remodeling. Um, so yeah, but that's through usually hard money lending. Again, if you're a mentee, we can definitely give you our asset-based lenders. The only issue though is that the interest rate's a little bit higher. The interest rate on the asset-based loan is going to be in between 12 and 15%, compared to a DSCR loan, it's going to be closer to 6 or 7%.
What about the after repair value? Would that change if we like would we be able to go back and refinance it if we were to have to take a higher interest rate, if that makes sense?
Yeah. Because with those types of asset-based loans, they're typically only for 12 months. So,
Okay.
yeah, so that's the thought process. As Tanisha talked about earlier, we would have it fixed up, it appraises higher, we would BRRRR out of it. Of course, we would refinance. Um, and so yeah, so now let's say, and as I pull this up as well, you guys. So in this instance, it would be only $411 a month. So literally, so Tanisha, you said $1,400. How much you would get from Section 8?
You'll get around $1,400 from Section 8.
Mhm.
Right. So if we minus taxes, property taxes, you're probably netting about $800. So $800. So this little old property would basically give you $800 a month, which is $10,000 a year of cash flow.
Wow.
Yeah.
We
If a
need 5 of those.
Yeah, five of those, you're making $50,000. You can, if not quit your 9 to 5, be very, very close to. Not saying you, but a person could definitely quit their 9 to 5 as the average person makes $48,000 a year. That's why Tanisha is awesome. But yeah, but the answer to that question, you would just refinance out of it. So once you have the renter in there and it's appraised at a higher amount, then of course you would just refinance to that DSCR loan or conventional loan if you want to, and then the interest rate at that time will be a lot lower. Do you want me to look at another property, Tanisha?
Yeah,
Or
we
you-
can take a look at another one.
So I'm gonna share my screen again, and you tell me when to stop.
Okay. You wanna try one?
Well, it'll scare you, but we can try it.
All
So
right.
then I would love to, because that would determine if that is a landlord friendly or a Section 8 friendly market,
Eight
right?
two
Because we were trying to determine if the market is one to invest in.
82604.
Yeah,
Mhm.
82604.
Yeah, there's not going to be many. There's nothing out here, so it'll be fun to see what the difference is.
Are these, Tanisha? Are these trailers? Are these actually
Yep,
houses?
those are mobile homes.
Oh,
Yeah, but there probably is no homes out here, Section 8 available. At,
It doesn't look like it.
yep,
You're in a strong buyer's market.
different parts of the country, it's mind-boggling when you get away from where you're at. where there's population, there's no people out here. So anyway, thanks.
Absolutely.
So Tanisha, so a follow-up. So when you say it's a strong buyer's market or owner's market, so that would not be good for Section 8, and why is that?
Well, you can put Section 8 in any property, but it's not a good market for me as an investor to look into because as an investor, I'm looking at buying low. I don't want to pay $265,000. I want to pay $40,000, right? Because at the end of the day, Section 8 is still going to pay you the same amount. So that $265,000 house is still going to be $1,400 a month. My $40,000 house is still going to generate $1,400 a month. 1,400. I'm sorry, y'all. So
So
yeah,
it doesn't matter about the purchase price, doesn't matter about how big the house is. It's really just the bedrooms.
that's it. The bedrooms, the bath, and the zip code.